My name is Claire Harrison. I'm the Managing Director of Harrison's, and today's HR Bites topic is short and sharp on reward and recognition, because that's what our HR Bites sessions are. And feel free to contact me post-event if you'd like to ask any questions. As a challenge that I set myself today, we are covering reward and recognition for under $50. So I promised 10, but I'm going to give you more. So let's get started. So a disclaimer, I'm not providing any legal advice. We're not lawyers, and nor is my advice specific to your situation. At Harrison's, for those of you who don't know us, we're a consulting firm that's been around since 2009. These are our key service areas. First being consulting, which is anything that a HR function would do internally, but has been outsourced mainly due to capability or capacity. So that ranges from HR, employee relations, training, leadership development, anything across the range of consulting services. HR team is a core service for us. We explain that as being outsourced, insourced HR. That mainly suits an SME style business where they've grown to a size that they need professional HR support, but rather than hiring their own HR manager, they outsource it to us. We do a health check, develop a plan, do an engagement survey, do a compliance review, establish all of those foundations, and then allocate one of our senior consultants as their HR manager to deliver on that plan, either on-site or off-site. Recruitment and onboarding, we mainly do professional executive positions, and My HR Experts is our online subscription site that is full of tools, templates, the recording from all of the HR Bite sessions, as well as our longer webinar sessions. We have Harry in there, who's our AI HR chatbot to ask questions. That's on a monthly subscription, and we currently do have a special running on that for the month of November to get the first month free. So reach out to me if you're interested in finding out more about that. Okay, but getting into our topic. So I think I'm mainly talking, I think on the line is HR professionals. So I don't need to tell you this, but I will reiterate it just in case, is why recognition matters. So replacing a good employee, and we see lots of different statistics on this, but this is one from Deloitte that says basically it costs us 150% of their salary when we consider all of the direct and indirect costs that go with losing a good employee. Companies with strong recognition cultures see 31% lower turnover rates. Recognition is a top 3 driver of employee engagement, higher than pay. Something as simple as a thank you note can significantly improve employee performance. Those little moments. So this shows, and you've probably seen a range of other stats and research that supports the impact of recognition on retaining top talent and boosting employee engagement, which as HR professionals and probably some business leaders on the call as well, we understand that high levels of employee engagement lead to high levels of customer loyalty, which leads to high levels of productivity and profitability of an organisation and share price in larger organisations. Okay, so setting that scene, the real impact, this slide highlights the impact of building a culture of recognition and appreciation in the workplace. So recognition helps employees feel valued, which boosts engagement and morale. Loyalty is strengthened through a culture of appreciation, leading to better retention and a stronger employee value proposition. Reinforcing company values through recognition helps to shape and maintain that positive organisational culture that we're striving for. So this quote here emphasises that a culture of appreciation is crucial for keeping great teams together and in thriving. Okay, so the next few slides are all about the 20, not just 10, low-cost recognition ideas under $50 that you could do per person for your organisation. So this slide covers the first 5 of those. And look, some of these ideas you're going to say, stupid, doesn't work for my organisation, it's not relevant. Hopefully you'll get at least the 10 that I promised out of the long list that I'm going to give you, that you can think, okay, well, we could try that out in our organisation. Importantly, it needs to be consistent, of course, as well. Okay, so a personal note from the manager or the managing director or the CEO acknowledging a specific contribution rather than just a generic good job, good team, minimal cost. It's card if you decide to post it, because old school can be pretty cool. It's an easy way of doing it. It works because it's personal appreciation and it's meaningful and memorable, and can be quite tangible. Caught you doing good coffee voucher, or some other sort of voucher, but that's $10 or $20 coffee card to a local cafe if that works for you, for someone who helped a colleague or went the extra mile, especially when it comes to demonstrating your values. So it's a small tangible reward tied to observed behaviour and reinforcing for that person and for others that observed behaviour. Recognition board or a digital shout out. So create a physical board if you are in an office with a large team, or use Teams or Slack recognition channel where team members post one-line shout outs for their peers. It's zero cost. Maybe a pin board might cost you something, and that peer-to recognition is, helps to strengthen the culture. At Harrison's, we use the Microsoft products. So we have Teams. So one of our channels is it's basically celebrating the wins, but we have a monthly theme around the business. So this year it's Spark, and that we encourage, and the team do post their own wins, but the wins of others, and call that out, as well as having our monthly peer nominated values awards that we have each month against our values as well. So that's, another good way of doing it. A team pamper afternoon kit, which may work in some organisations better than others. So allocate, say, maybe $30 per person, getting a face mask, a fancy tea or coffee sachet, a small treat, hand out after maybe like a win, like a project wrap up. So why it works, it celebrates the milestone, and also as a bonus, it helps with well-being as well. The final one on this page is the focus hour pass. So give employee a pass redeemable for 1 hour where they get zero meetings, interruptions, full autonomy to work on something of their choice, obviously within reason, but of their choice, costs nothing, and it's recognition, but it's giving them the time and the trust to do that. So that's our first 5. Next 5 on our low cost under 50 is lunch on the boss. So a team member is chosen or rotated or picked based on a values achievement, and a place and the boss pays for their lunch. It's a shared experience and it's recognition. Professional development, a micro grant of say up to $50, so the employee can buy a book or attend a 1-hour webinar or pay for a short course of interest. It shows investment in them and ties it to their growth as well. Flexible finish time voucher offer, so leave 2 hours early. Coupon for a team member over after a busy period. So cost is none, recognition via time, and a high perceived value though to a lot of employees. Celebration of the wins display, so monthly or quarterly highlight board, and again that can be physical or digital, featuring 2 to 3 employees or an employee and their achievement, a photo and a short quote about the achievement or about them. Reward each of them with a $20 to $30 gift card, and why it works, it's public recognition and it's a small reward for that. The final one on this page is a mystery lunch delivery. So deliver a gourmet lunchbox, it's about $30 to the home or to the office of the nominated employee. It's a surprise element, which people generally love, and it's a special treat. This is actually one of our consultants on this page. This is Donna, and I think that was a gift for a work anniversary, or possibly birthday. The next 5 A mini experience voucher, example like a cinema ticket, a bowling pass, escape room discount. Important to pick something that employee would actually like and enjoy. Whatever fits, though, the region and the culture of your organisation, up to $50. Why? It's non-traditional reward. It's not just handing over $50, and it's memorable. Next one, thank you morning tea. So host a morning tea with supplies, but highlight a particular employee, have a toast to their contribution with a small certificate. That works because it's a collective acknowledgement and a show of the culture that you're building. Social media spotlight, so feature a team member on your LinkedIn, whatever socials you're on, your company page, with a photo in your newsletter if you send one out, story of what they did, and send them a small voucher. It's external recognition, and that works for many, and it's a strong sign of your values of your organisation. Next one is a desk upgrade kit. So a small desk improvement item, and that might be an LED light, a good notebook, a plant for someone who has improved a process or saved the team time, or some other win that it's important to your business, maybe up to $45. And why it works, it's a reward tied to role improvement, and that's the behaviour that we want to encourage. The final one on this page is our peer-nominated value champion award. So invite employees to nominate a peer who best exemplifies a company value that for that quarter, maybe that month, that week, that year, whatever that looks like. The winner gets a gift card and a certificate. And that works because it encourages alignment with the values. And again, it's that peer involvement that works really well. And our final 5 here, so is the customized branded merchandise that some of you may already have. For example, a high quality branded tote bag, an insulated drink bottle or mug for maybe for excellent contribution to a project, to a team, whatever that looks like. It works because it's a tangible keepsake and it's aligned with your brand. Next one is take your pet to work day voucher. For offices with flexible culture, allow an employee to bring their pet or have a pet-friendly hour in the home office scenario, plus a $25 treat voucher, pet treat voucher. Why do that? Because it's fun, because it's personal, because it's recognition of life outside of work. Next one is the team volunteer hour. So give an employee 1 paid hour during work time to volunteer for a cause of their choice, and the company posts about it. So the cost is the time of the staff, maybe add a $20 voucher or a coffee for after if you'd like. And again, why that works, it's recognition, and it's that really important link for all of us to the purpose of our work and our lives. Next one is the idea champion reward. So, and this is if someone suggests an idea that's implemented, so a process improvement, a cost saving, reward them with a voucher and public thanks. So it works because it recognises the innovative behaviour that we want to keep seeing. And the final of the 20, and on this page, is the recognition gift box. So pre-prepare small thank you boxes that you have available. They might have chocolates, vouchers, a handwritten note, and drop on the desk of someone chosen for positive culture contribution. Maybe it'll only cost you $30, but it's that surprise element, it's recognition, you've got it planned, so they're ready to go. So that is top 20, but I have more. So what I've also looked at is the free recognition and engagement ideas. So let's go through these. So we've got 10 of these. Public praise in team meetings. Take 2 minutes in every team meeting to recognise one person for a specific achievement or helpful behaviour. It's public recognition. It satisfies the status that some need, the purpose, motivators, using the SCARF model for those that are aware of David Rocks from the Neuro Leadership Institute. And the impact is, the teams with that routine recognition moments, they report up to 41% higher engagement, according to Gallup. The peer-to-peer recognition circle, so once a month, or how often, you might want to do it once a week, invite each team to share one positive shout out to a peer. And again, that can be done in person or digitally. It builds those social bonds, it increases psychological safety, shifts the culture from top-down praise to collective appreciation. And the impact is that peer recognition, which increases performance by up to 36%, according to research. Leadership coffee chat. Managers schedule informal 15-minute coffee chat with each team member purely to thank them. Ask them how they're doing and listen, not to talk business. Why it works. We do them for clients as well, but they're called stay interviews. So it's about the employee getting genuine attention from leaders and predict retention better than pay rises. Interesting. Employees feel heard, and employees that feel heard are 4 times more likely to feel empowered to do their best work, according to some Salesforce research. The personalised thank you email. The boss writes a personalised thank you email outlining a specific behaviour or result. They CC it to the leader or the client. Why it works. It's recognition. It feels authentic and it's visible. Impact. It's witnessed recognition. Which again, there is research that supports the benefits of that in terms of that value and belonging within an organisation. The last one on this page is the spotlight story in your internal newsletter, which we talked about. It helps to build the connection and contribution for that individual, also reinforcing employee value proposition and increases the perceived meaning and identity alignment. Okay, and the final 5 that we have are around stretch project opportunities. So we'll run through this. I know we're at 20 minutes. The voice of the month idea feature. So ask employees for improvement ideas and feature one each month, even if it's small, but it's testing out and reinforcing innovation and improvement and the trust in our employees, which again leads to high levels of retention and engagement. Milestone recognition, so celebrating work anniversaries or project completions by sharing a then versus now post or a visual timeline. Why it works. Recognition of tenure builds belonging and signals stability. It also boosts emotional connection and retention, especially in SMEs, and that's according to an ARI workplace survey. Number 9, thank you chain. So start a virtual or physical chain where each person passes on thanks. Thank you to someone for that week, and that chain continues on. It builds gratitude. And again, there's research that supports that. 10 is the surprise appreciation call from a leader out of the blue. It's authentic. It's the element of surprise. It's a nice dopamine hit, and it's spontaneous. So that is our list, and there is a little bit more. That's the Harrison's team. I think that was celebrating Kelly's first baby shower. She's on mat leave now for her second baby shower. Baby, not a shower. So the science behind recognition that is frequent, specific and authentic is up to 5 times more powerful than monetary rewards. Employees who feel recognised are 4.6 times more likely to feel engaged. Symbolic gestures create lasting emotional impact. So the takeaway is recognition triggers dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical, which reinforces connection and motivation. Thinking about the tips for making recognition stick, because we could say, yep, these are not lovely all in the moment ideas, but it needs to become part of your culture and part of your system for it really to have some long-lasting impact. So it does need to be timely. delayed recognition loses its impact. It needs to be specific. So like I said earlier, rather than just good job or thank you, it needs to be specific to something that they actually did, time, place, what it was. It needs to align with your values. That is a huge part of recognition, is that we're building the culture. So therefore we need to be rewarding the right things, which are our values and our behaviours. Definitely look at including that peer recognition, because the research shows that's more valuable and is often underutilised. Be inclusive and fair, of course. Track, iterate, monitor what works for your business, your organisation, your people. Each is different. So see what works and continue to hone that. I just did put this little quick note in on celebrating some milestones, whether it's birthdays, anniversaries. So recording short team message for birthdays and anniversaries, create a year in review, visual timeline, recognise a client or project milestones publicly on LinkedIn, for example, invite employees to share one proud moment in team huddles. It's meaningful rituals that can work. Again, the consistency is really important though. So building the recognition habit. So it needs to be built into the weekly routines, team huddles, newsletters, whatever that looks like for your organisation. It needs to be owned by everyone. It cannot just be owned by leaders. So really trying to find ways that everyone can be providing recognition, reinforcing the values and the storytelling. The benefit of recognising specific performance or what goes on is that behaviour then demonstrates, okay, so that's that value. So therefore that's storytelling around that value. Small gestures grow strong roots. So they might be little, but if we keep them consistent, then they build. So my call to action for you is to choose 2 ideas from the under 50 list, 1 free idea to trial. Recognise at least 1 team member every week. Ask your team, what's one thing that makes you feel valued here? That's really good information and really good for understanding your employee value proposition. Measure impact. Look for mood, engagement and feedback. Recognition doesn't need a budget. It needs intention. So we cannot use the excuse that, we just don't have the budget for that sort of thing. You need to be a little bit innovative and thinking outside the box, but it's actually, in my mind, more meaningful to do this sort of thing. So thank you. Let's keep great people by making them feel seen. And, if you wanted to, on LinkedIn or with me, share one of your recognition stories that you've tried out and tag your business in it, because that spreads the positivity for your organisation and definitely helps in terms of your employer brand when you're looking to hire people. How we can help at Harrison's, many ways, but we definitely can help you with reward and recognition programs, team building workshops, leadership development coaching. Like I said, there's a current special on for the first month of my experts for free that you could try my book. So my name is Claire Harrisson, Managing Director of Harrison's. I thank you for your time today discussing reward and recognition. Bye-bye.